VMG's bulk metallic glasses, they are also known as amorphous metals, metallic glasses, or even they have commercial names. These are a new class of metals, and they have very extraordinary properties. They consist of a combination of elements. This might be zirconium and copper. These are metals, but typically metals are always crystalline. When you cool a metal from above the liquidus temperature, and then you cool it, typically they crystallize below the melting temperature. But if you cool them fast enough, you can avoid the crystallization. So essentially you freeze in the liquid, and the liquid just becomes slower and slower in its mobility. And at some point on our time scale, if we look at it, it just stays there. That's what we call a glass. And if we make a glass out of a metal, we call it a metallic glass. And if we make a glass out of a combination of elements that let us do this very readily, we call it a bulk metallic glass. This is the first step in making a cell phone case, right? So you take the elements and then you alloy them, and then if you cool them rapidly, you create a bulk metallic glass. So then we use our sheet making method, which is a part of it is rolling, and then the sheet comes out and they look like, this is one example, right? Like this is how they come out. And then you take your sheet and you can do various things. And for the cell phone, what we do is we use blow molding. So we use gas pressure to deform it. So we use this sheet, put it in a mold cavity, and then heat it again, and this is very critical. And then we deform it with gas pressure into these cavities, right? And this is how the sheet comes out then. And you do this in air, and you do this at low temperature, right? This is something, some of the alloys you could do at home in your oven. As a consumer, you might not care that much about how it's made, but you're very interested in why would this be interesting to me. As I mentioned before, if you take this metallic glass and scratch it with most other materials, let's say you have a key in your pocket, now your key is not the hardest material, right? So if you scratch it against the metallic glass, then it will no longer scratch. So that's a big benefit, right? We buy a nice cell phone, and the first thing we do is we put this in this plastic container to, keep it safe, right? So you would no longer have to do this. Metallic glasses are very elastic, right? So what we have done is we have shown that you can put buttons in the skin of the phone. This is one step towards like making them waterproof. And I think also as a consumer it's attractive because it's a very green process.